Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's the middle of May now. The 11th of May is the day today, which means that we are less than 3 days away from the first two French classics, the Poule d'Essai de Poulain and the Pouliche, otherwise known as the French 1000 and 2000 guineas. ClassicWatch2023.ml is the place for all the classic information at this point, and there is only one French-based horse on there at the moment, which is a Ponce du Jour. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a quick look. I think there's 12 runners in one race and 11 runners in the other. The Prix Saint-Hilary is a Group 1 race as well for fillies, which sort of stops a few staying fillies maybe taking their chance in the Guineas. We're only looking at the two classics, though. The Allery is a good race in itself. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick ganders now at some of the runners that have impressed me in trials up to this point. Going to have a quick look at the pedigrees of them, what they're all related to, how they've ran, and if any of them are worthy of inclusion in videos that haven't been made yet, then I'm going to make them. And who knows what we're going to end up with. I haven't looked at any of the runners yet. So without further ado, I'm going to end this little segment now. Don't forget, if you want to head to the Classic Watch 2023 website, that can be found at classicwatch2023.ml. So I might be back shortly. I might not. This might be the biggest waste of a video in the history of my YouTube channel. We'll have to see where it goes. But for now, take care, everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to... Hello, everybody, and welcome back to... this is an interesting horse as well. I'm afraid that we're going to have to take a look at this in case it runs in the French 2000 guineas at the weekend. Paddington is the name of the horse. Very interesting horse, owned by Coolmore and Westerberg. Grant getting involved. That's him with White Birch Farm, I think, as well, in some of them now. This horse here, Paddington, is quite interesting. This is the trouble with French Gallop. This is a France Gallop. This is a very good one to look at. Bred by Dayton Investments, this horse. You'll see there all them zeros indicate he hasn't run in France. So really, that's the end of the French site involvement, really, we can do, because we'll go to the Racing Post now to look that the horse has actually won 3 out of 4 races and actually won a £24,000 handicap at Nice in early March 2023, the Madrid handicap. It then came out and won the listed Tetrarch Stakes at the Curragh on the 1st of May, where I would have preferred the second to win. The second, drum roll, is also on the maybe list of mine. That is actually a full brother to Saxon Warrior, which is a Guineas winner. But Paddington on the day was always finding, we'll look at that race in a bit, interesting that the Racing Post think it's easier to win a competitive Irish handicap than it is an Irish listed race. Racing Paddington's listed win 102 and his handicap win 105. Also won a £20,000 maiden by 5 lengths over 7 furlongs in October. Side by Siuni, out of a dam by Monsieur called Modern Eagle. People will see that Paddington is line 1P, which is quite an interesting line. Quite an easy one to find. We went through the 5th dam, Moon Madness and Madelia, who's actually a champion. It's very easy to find. We'll get to Madelia in a point, but all the other dams have ran quite well as well. Modern Eagle is the first dam of the horse. Won 3 out of 8 races and won the listed Prix Belle de Nuit. The second dam, Millionaire, I'm going to pronounce, was placed or won in all of her 4 starts, 1 win and 3 places. She was actually second in the French Oaks at 3, another stakes producer. The third dam, Moonlight Dance, won 2 out of 8 races and over $101,000, winning the Prix Saint Hilary, a Group 1 race, age 3. Very nice pedigree. And the fourth dam, who I hadn't heard of, turned out to be a French champion, unbeaten in all 4 of her starts, winner of the French Oaks, the French Guineas and the Hilary. How did they manage that? The Hilary and the Pouliche are on the same day now. They obviously weren't in 1977, because that would have been an incredible performance. Why have they done that? That's a lot better how it was in 1977. And then that's an unbeaten horse, another Dayton Limited again. The same people as Ponce de Jour involved in the back end of this pedigree. And the fifth dam is the one we found on the Legacy site, first of all, Moon Madness. We'll see if we can find the 5th one first and then the 10th. Didn't really do a lot on the track. A place and a show of the Kentucky bred sent to France in 1970 after her racing career. When we went to Family 1P, there we were there, you see. Sunset, Moon Madness, Fair Ranger. People look at Sunset. Fair Ranger are the 6th and 7th dam of this horse. Point Duty is this one somewhere. It's the 8th dam of the horse. So if people go back to the 8th dam, they get all this as well. For what it's worth. Couple of St Ledger winners in there. South African Guineas winner, Horse Chestnut. I think that's quite a good stallion, from what I remember. Out there. Irish Guineas winner there, Bethra. These are all up to the 8th dam, which is Point Duty. We're concentrating on our little section here. Where were we? There we are. Medelia there, you see, look. This is the 4th dam. Moon Madness, the 5th dam. That's our little section there. You'll see the horses there. Let's take a look at them. I found a few more as well. Monsanto is an interesting one, another Dayton investment horse. Won the Prix de Fontainebleau, a Group 3, won 2 Group 3s, and the listed Prix Ridgeway, second in the Irish 2000 Guineas of 1975, and also the Prix Messidor and the Prix Quincy. Good horse. Running a lot of good races. Moon Madness is the dam of this horse. Monsanto. The next one I found was Mount Hagen, who people might have actually noticed was on that list. That also won the Fontainebleau, but it also a Group 1 winner of the Prix Moulin. The Sussex Stakes. It was 3rd in the Grand Criterium as well. 2nd in the Prix Niel. No classic form, won 4 of its 11 starts. Sent to Stern, I think, I can't remember how many stakes winners it sired now, because it was a while ago since I prepared this. But again, another nice horse. Moon Madness is the dam of that one as well. Marignan, an interesting horse, born in 1989. Won 1 out of 5 starts. 2nd in the 1992 French Derby. And, so classic horse this was on its day. Moon Madness is the 2nd dam of that. We're now down to the Medelias. Out of the French champion, became a French classic runner-up. How unlucky were they there? Tall Poppy actually excelled herself out in Japan. She won the Hanshin Juvenile Fillies at 2. She won the Japanese Oaks at 3. Superb filly. The 2007 award for Best 2-year-old filly in Japan. Winner of 3 out of her 14 races. Okay. Looking like it's one more there. Unless I'm reading that wrong. We'll trust it. Won 217 million yen. Very, very well-bred horse and a very nice winner there for Northern Farm. in 2008. Another horse I found was Mersey. That was actually out of a dam called Martingale, who was out of Moon Madness. That one took some finding. Found it on the Legacy one, though, quite easily. But it's one I'd never have found had I not used this site. That's for certain. There he is. Look, there she is, sorry. Just lurking at the bottom. And she did quite well as well. Won 5 out of 15 starts. She won the Prix du Prix Joubert, the Group 3 Prix de Royal Lieu, and the Group 1 French St Leger Prix Royal Oak, and was third in the Prix Foy of 1985. There's M there, doesn't it? Says F on there. Oh, male and female, of course, gelding and colt. Okay. Fencing Master is another interesting one I found. That won the Dewhurst, Braden O'Brien, that did at 2 in 2009. Medelia is the second dam of that. Through a different horse, Moonlight Dance. Moonlight Dance is the dam of this one. And Medelia is the second dam of it. So, like I said, it's quite easy, I think, once people look at all these. Moonlight Dance is actually the fourth dam of Paddington and the dam of Fencing Master. So the third dam would be half-sister to Fencing Master, unless they were both out of the same stallion. So it's quite easy, I think, to make a case for Paddington at this stage. No one really knows how high his ceiling is. If people look, you can see that's the petroleurs line that they have as well. They've thrown some heavy artillery at this to produce that. Medelia, very good. Very good indeed. Very nice horse, this, Paddington. And it could take some beating at some stage once they ascertain the level of it. Once they start placing it right. But obviously, why would you not take a go at a classic on the back of that? Second try at a mile. Is it a miler or will it go further? Hard to tell. There's certainly enough French Derby horses in there in the pedigree. So let's see the race it won, the Tetrarch Stakes, over in Ireland, and we'll see what we think.
Irish EBF Tetrarch Stakes.
They're off. 6 runners over a mile in the Culmore Stud Blackbeard Irish EBF Tetrarch listed stakes. Up front it is Drumroll and the Great Duke of Lega, followed by the newcomer Cuban Dawn. Right on their heels is Paddington in the blue and orange, and then Bold Discovery, and the back marker as they head for the turn is Mr. Mister. It's Duke of Lega the leader, on straightening up from Drumroll. First-time maiden winner, who's followed by stable companion Paddington, and then Cuban Dawn disputing fourth with less than 6 to go. Bold Discovery and a couple of lengths to Mr. Mister. Coming up to the 5 mark, not much between Duke of Leg and Drumroll, a length and a half in front of Paddington. Bidding to make it 3 out of 4, and then Cuban Dawn, Bold Discovery, and Mr. Mister as they pass the halfway stage in the Culmore Stud Blackbeard Irish EBF Tetrarch Stakes. Not much between Duke of Lega and Drumroll alongside, followed a length and a half back by Paddington with Cuban Dawn and Bold Discovery and Mr. Mister. Very few changes with less than 3 furlongs to go. Duke of Lega pushed along in front, Drumroll on the left, being followed by Paddington and Bold Discovery. Cuban Dawn and Mr. Mister remains the back marker with 2 furlongs to go. And Drumroll takes over the running, is followed through by stable companion Paddington, who's coming there in the centre, then Bold Discovery, who's getting reminders, dropping back Duke of Lega, then Cuban Dawn and Mr. Mister as Paddington draws alongside on the inside stable companion Drumroll, and these two kick away from Mr. Mister, who's staying on from last place, but it's Paddington the leader from Drumroll and Mr. Mister. It's more listed race success for Shamie Heffernan and Aidan O'Brien as Paddington wins the Tetrarch from Drumroll and Mr. Mister.
Great ride from the Hef there. What a jockey he is. It's been so good for them for years, decades. A superb jockey. The horse travelled well, didn't it? We review the race now under fair use. I mean, what can people say? That horse travelled like a class horse, didn't it? You can see the Dayton breeding in there. They do that. People look at horses like Persian King back in the day a couple of years ago. That travelled well. I think that horse travelled very well there. And it'd be interesting to see how this horse gets on now, after I've had a good proper look at it today. Be interesting to see what they do with it all season. I'm going to leave the video there, though, because we've got others that might need doing, might need looking at. But Paddington, yeah, very nice horse, and hopefully he will be able to take his place in the French Guineas. What other entries has he got? You see he's entered in the Dante as well, which is safe to say that's a no-goer. And he's in the Irish 2000 Guineas, which is in May, which should be a fortnight away. Will they try and double up? Quite possibly. Then he's entered in the Derby, the St James's Palace, Royal Ascot, King Edward VII, entered up, as you would expect, horse this potential to be. And it will be fascinating to see how he's campaigned later on in the season. Right, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you very much to everybody for supporting the channel and subscribing on the YouTube channel, watching the Twitch streams as and when they are broadcast. There'll never be a schedule. You'll do very well to catch one of our live streams live. Yeah, you will do very well indeed. They can happen at any time, at any point. That's just how it should be, really. Just when it's needed, it's there. And we're going to end this video now. Thank you very much, everybody. What I'll do at the end is put a steer to it, probably, of a few classic watch horses that have already been identified and already on the site, so people can watch the videos for them. Or maybe even a list of possibles. I haven't quite decided yet. But one of them will be there, along with giving people who aren't subscribed an option to subscribe to the video as well. All right, enough of me banging on. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye.